Hey, welcome back. Yesterday we ended talking about the immune roller and I showed you a video of how to make it. From that point on, I had started doing some research on chemicals and regulating of chemicals, and I was greatly surprised. I lied. I actually did a lot of research on that. There was a lot of time put into researching the different chemicals that are found in a lot of the skincare products that we use, the shampoos, conditioners, things like that. And I was amazed at what I had found. Before I go into that, I do want to tell you that I'm not a doctor. I do not practice medicine. I do not diagnose or treat any type of ailment or condition or cause that you may have. Now that I've gotten that out there, we can be friends and I can explain to you how I went on the chemical-free journey and the things that I've learned. And as a friend, I just want to pass that on to you and let you do your own research. I encourage you to do that. In fact, later after this, I'm going to put a website down here and I want you to pop on that website and take a look around. I think you would be surprised. So to give you a little bit of background, there was what's called the Toxic Substance Control Act that was put into law. It was signed into law by President Ford in 1976. And it was a law that allowed the EPA to basically govern all chemicals that were being used by companies at that time. And that's important to know because there were 62,000, that's roughly 62,000 chemicals that were being used at that point in time in 1976. The law basically stated that the EPA had the power to regulate those chemicals. So they were in control of what was considered a high risk or a medium risk and evaluating them and determining if they were safe for humans. Well, the problem with that is there were 62,000 chemicals, and this law was enacted in 1976. So the EPA went and anything that they had determined was not considered a high risk and was already in use at that time was grandfathered in under that law. So it's not something that they considered was high risk to us, so they didn't have to worry about it. And that's important to know because from 1976 until 2017, there wasn't a whole lot done to regulate any of the old grandfathered in chemicals that were out there. So in 2017, when they had a new law go into effect, and it basically gave the EPA more power to look at the chemicals that were considered to be safe that were grandfathered in, which if you turn on the TV now, almost every story that you see has something to do with something that we grew up on, that we used, that has now been determined to be carcinogenic or to cause cancer, or the chemicals in it aren't good. So I wanted to throw that out there for you. So just think about it. Go into your bathroom and pull up a shampoo bottle or conditioner and take a look at the ingredients that are in that. And one of the other things that would really surprise you, under the Act, the companies were required to list the chemicals that were involved or that are in that particular product. Again, the problem with that is if the chemical was considered to be a trademark or something that the company felt that competitors could get a hold of and basically mimic their product, they consider it to be a trademark. They can list it as a fragrance and then not have to tell you what that chemical is, which, think about it. Look at the back of your shampoo bottle. I guarantee you the word fragrance is on there. And any chemical that they felt was a trade secret, and they don't have to tell you what it is. Again, they don't have to tell you what it is. They can put it under fragrance. Think about that. The kids growing up today are subjected to so many more chemicals than we were. I mean, we had 62,000. Well, I'm dating myself here, and I'm sorry. When I was growing up, 62,000 chemicals. Now there's over 85,000. 85,000 chemicals out there. And I know that the EPA has determined that, some of them are considered high risk, but what about the others that we haven't even had a chance to look at yet, that they haven't even had a chance to do any investigation into, because they were relying on information that these companies gave to them. Anyway, having said that, my husband and I made the decision at that point to go chemical free. We, after I had done all this research and looked into all this stuff, and it was mind-boggling, we made the decision that we wanted to remove that risk from our home so that our family and our kids were not exposed to it. Because I don't want to find out, 10 years from now that something that was determined to be good for us was not. I mean, so removing the stuff that is what I would consider to be not man-made, or not man-made is not the right word, but hazardous. It's something you have to prove to me that it's okay. And what kind of background have you done on this? You haven't done anything. As a company, you're trying to sell the product to me. So I want to see what chemicals are in it before I'm going to let my kids use it. So before I get on my soapbox, I think it's probably already too late, but I have two things I want you to do. So tomorrow I'm going to start talking about some of the different products that we have switched to. I make some of them myself, some of them I buy, and I'm going to show you basically a lot of the different things that have helped us to become chemical free as a family. Tonight, go into your bathroom and get a shampoo. I use one of the kids' shampoos, your shampoo, doesn't matter, or conditioner. Take a look at the back of it. And I'm going to give you a website, and I want you to pop on that website and look at some of the chemicals. This particular website, and I'll post it down below, lists all these different chemicals that are found in the products today. And it doesn't have all of them, but it has some of the more common ones. And look at that and compare it, and take a look at some of the chemicals that you're potentially putting on your body or putting on your kid's body, and you consider it to be safe. And I guarantee you're going to see the word fragrance. And if you just Google the word fragrance, I think you would be surprised what you would find. But anyway, thanks for listening. And tomorrow we'll start with some of the products that I make here and what we use. And I'm excited. So yay, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.